Hi, hello, warm greetings. Welcome to Coffee with Estera, dear audience, and dear respected precious audience and esteemed academicians. We are privileged to bring you another prominent personality today on Coffee with Estera from all the way from Perth, Australia, representing Gabon. Yeah, Gabon. Dr. Mireille, Gabon is in Africa, South Africa.
So Gabon is on the west coast of Africa, straight on the equator. So it is, on the west coast of Africa. Yeah, that's where it is.
Okay, great, great. Yeah, because not many people know about Gabon. We know somewhere South Africa is, but I think like Nigeria, Ghana, and all that many people know. But Gabon, even it was very new for me when you told me Gabon. I didn't know where it is. Yeah. So thank you so much. Let me give, dear audience, let me give a brief introduction about Dr. Mireille Toulekima. She is a well-known international speaker, an entrepreneur in Perth, Australia, a researcher, author. She has been awarded many national and international prizes. She collaborates with many international organizations as well. Today, I have invited her as one of the eminent personalities with Mission Saktisat India as country ambassador for Gabon, Africa. So, without much ado, let's welcome engineer Dr. Mireille Toulekima to our session today. Welcome, dear. She's a good friend of
Thank
mine.
you, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
good friend. We've been, collaborating for quite some time. We
Yes,
finally met recently, so it was a big highlight. Thank
yes.
you for having me for coffee with Estera, and
Yeah, let's have
especially talking
coffee.
about it.
Yeah, let's have coffee first. Let's have coffee.
So let's have coffee. I have my coffee here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah, have
okay, I have
coffee
my
first. Yeah.
coffee cup, and then sip of
Okay,
coffee.
lovely. Yes. Coffee is always
So
rejuvenating. Yes. Okay.
I actually have tea today because it's getting a bit late on our side. So no coffee, tea
No coffee. Yes,
is.
yes. Perth and Malaysia is same time. Same time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
hmm
can't believe. But Perth has four seasons, as you mentioned to me earlier. But Malaysia, we are
hmm
all the way through hot and humid country. And
Yeah.
Malaysia is not something new for you. You lived here. I know you love Malaysia and you have many friends here. It's really
hmm
wonderful about that. Yeah.
So Malaysia is really close to my heart, and I actually have a baby Malaysian because my youngest daughter was born in Malaysia. So I will
Yeah.
always remember. I will always remember Malaysia.
Yeah.
So today, like I mentioned, really happy to be with you and to talk about a very prominent projects, the
Yeah.
Shatisak projects that is going on right now around the world, empowering girls in the space industry in 108 countries, and I'm the ambassador for Gabon. And I'm actually very excited because I was actually the first ambassador for this mission. So it was, it's amazing to see how it has evolved. It
Yes.
was only, it was only me, and then things have just, more women have come on board, and that's when you realize that sometimes things, when you start something, it's just you don't know what's going to be the outcome. And it all started because I actually had invited Dr. Srimati on my show, the Greatness
Oh,
Engineering show.
Yes,
And
yes.
so we connected over that show, and that's how this idea started. So it was just amazing. It's amazing to be part of such a big project, and I'm very happy to bring the mission to Gabon, to young girls, to inspire them and to also empower them into the space industry.
Yes. Yeah. So you are the lady luck. I'm very sure. As far as this mission is concerned, Saktishat,
Mhm,
uh, you are very close to not only this mission and but also to Dr. Srimati Keshan, because you are the first
mhm,
ambassador. And I
mhm,
would also thank you so much. People don't know who is the lady luck behind my appointment as a Malaysian country ambassador. It's you, Dr. Mireille. You are also very close to my heart. And not only that,
mhm,
you are such a good friend. And not only for me, I'm very sure for many. Yeah.
mhm,
And yesterday I think yesterday we had a session with Bojana Bogojevic from Serbia.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah, she just passed a remark to me saying that, oh, Dr. Mirror, such a was nice, wonderful person. I say, yeah, she is. Yeah. So okay, let's go a step ahead to
mhm,
I would like to know more about you because we never had a chance to talk a lot of
mhm.
things. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, can you please share uh, some things about your childhood, anything you wish to share, maybe about briefly about your
Mm,
family, where were you born, and then what were you and all that.
mhm. So I was born in Gabon, so in Libreville, the capital city of Gabon. And so I grew up there partly until I did the primary school, secondary school, and after the secondary part of the secondary school, and I went. So I was sent boarding in France to finish secondary school. So I did the rest of my studies in France, and then I went back to Gabon when. That was actually a very tragic event because I was still studying. I was just finishing my bachelor, and my dad, who was actually the main breadwinner and paying for everything for my study, passed away. So I basically had to stop. Not continuing my studies and get looking for a job. And back then, I was actually studying information technology. So um, went back to Gabon, and at that time because one of the main industry in Gabon is oil and gas. So they were looking for local Gabonese to actually enter the oil and gas sector. At first, I was actually hired to, I did several interview, couldn't get any interview in my industry, which was IT at that time. And then I just, got the interview to integrate one of the multinational who was looking for Gabonese to train into the oil and gas industry. So that's how I actually end up into the oil and gas industry. I didn't study petroleum engineering straight away. I was so I studied IT, and then from IT I moved into petroleum engineering. So the first step, because I was coming with an IT background, was more looking at the digital side part of the petroleum engineering. And then as I got very familiar with the job, I was now doing more operational work, and the rest is history. So that's actually how I entered the industry. I'm my family. I have a big family, so I have six siblings, and also, in Africa, siblings is not just, people who are blood related. And I also have a very, an extended family, a large extended family, so far. So I grew up with, not only my, blood, brothers and sisters, but also cousins, and so it's been really an experience. So when I left Gabon, it was to go and board into a family. So when I left Gabon at the age of 15 to board in France, I went into a French family that was, so they were my tutors. And so I spent 6 years with them, with this family. So from really a young age, I was already, you know, put into understanding diversity, because the people that I was living with when I went boarding to France were white French people.
Yeah,
So but I was living with them, and they really welcomed me as their own. So for me it was a very positive experience of diversity, and really understanding how you, even if you are different in any way, you can actually love each other, and you can actually work together, you can actually do things together. And
yeah,
that's actually cemented a lot of what I'm doing, especially collaborating with people around the world, and really creating a value, and creating win-win situation for everybody that I interact with, because that's how I grew up. That's really, for me, the background that I had, is that even I can always learn from people that are different from me, and I can also bring value to them, and they can bring value to me. So the person that is different from me actually enrich me a lot. And that's always what I tell people who are really reluctant to learn from people who are different from them, or who really just want to stay with people that look like them, or people that think like them. I always say that by going out of your community, going out of your tribe, going out of your comfort zone, that's where you gain, that's where you learn, and that's where you grow. So that's an important step to do.
wow, this is really what a brilliant sharing, Dr. Mireille. I'm so amazed, and I can say you are very, very lucky. How did you know this French family?
So this French family, funny enough, when my dad and my mom, my dad was actually working in France a little bit earlier when I was young, and I was very young. I was like 1 years old. So
Oh,
this particular woman was actually the one that was taking care of me while my mom was working. So she was basically my babysitter when I was young. And then when my parents decided that I was going to go and study in France, they actually sent me to the same to this family
yeah,
again.
yeah, that's
And
good.
yeah, so that was how they became friends. And then when they decided that I was going to continue my study in France, they actually my mom first, my dad wanted to send me to a boarding school, but my mom
Uh-huh.
was against it. She wanted me to be in a family environment, and that's how I ended up into this family.
Yeah. May I know what were your parents doing? What
So my
what were they
my
interested?
my dad was actually a lecturer. So that's the science part of what I'm doing was inspired by my dad. He was a mechanical engineer by background.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, and my mom was. a midwife. My mom was a midwife, so she
Ah,
was in the in the medical industry.
wow, that's it. Yeah, she had been seeing babies all the time, and she see
Mm-hmm,
babies are so lovely, and and she feels that her baby need to be taken care of and not to stay in the
mm-hmm.
boarding school. I
In
think
the
your
body.
mom made a very good decision. You see,
Mm-hmm,
somehow women are always wiser, because wiser when because uh, they are involved in a lot of things, not like men, job
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
come back, just a touch up in the family matters because the ladies are the
mm-hmm,
one who does A to Z, in the family, so they understand better. Anyway, I'm so
mm-hmm,
happy for you, Dr. Mireille. You know why? Because for you to be living in France and also
mm-hmm,
living with a French family, it's not
mm-hmm.
easy if you were a
No.
stranger. But
Mm-hmm,
thanks to your
mm-hmm,
parents that they know your this family in France, and you
mm-hmm,
managed to secure a good life, a fairly good life. It won't be perfect
mm-hmm,
for anybody anywhere
mm-hmm,
other than home, but I think it would have been fairly a good experience as
mm-hmm,
well for you. Yeah, I'm so
mm-hmm,
glad because a lot of people once they leave their don't you needless to say about leaving their family to go to
mm-hmm,
another country to study. Even in your own
mm-hmm,
country, living from your home to another state to continue your
mm-hmm.
studies or work is not easy because
No, it's not.
nothing like home. Nothing like home.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. By the way, I'm very sure that you had your fair share of challenges while living there in France at such a young age. What were your
mm-hmm.
main challenges? What were your main challenges?
So I think that the main challenges are really the same. Is at some point you miss you miss your family, especially back then. It was not like now where you can travel easily, and
Mm.
traveling is a bit cheaper. So I sometimes stayed like more than 2 years without seeing my parents, and we didn't have WhatsApp or anything. So
Yeah.
sometimes we had to call. So by the time you call them, it's probably once a month. So I really had to manage myself, and really integrate myself into this new family, because they were my parents now, because I couldn't see my parents for 2 years, and I couldn't talk to them every day. So I had to manage and start to enjoy the environment. But there were racism from other people, but that's something that you learn to manage. And I think the most important thing is to believe in yourself and to love yourself, because then whatever people say is just something that it's just their opinion.
Yeah.
It's not what you
What
represent.
you are.
So
Yeah.
I've learned to work on my mindset, to be able to understand that everything people are saying about me, or everything people think about me, is just it's none of my business. Basically, it's a
Yes.
business. And
Yeah.
and just have to focus on myself, developing myself, loving myself, and believing in myself. And I think that was in this challenging environment that I could actually really grow on that aspect.
That
um,
is
and
phenomenal. That is
mhm,
phenomenal,
mhm,
Dr. Kara.
mhm,
Really, really. That made what you are today because you
mhm,
left family at a very young age. And, I understand because I'm in the same boat too. Left
mhm,
family, at a very young age, where just right after high school, just
mhm,
in order to pursue studies, and all. And I met a lot of challenges, and also I could really understand, But of course, you gain a lot of experience. You learn about people when you step
mhm.
out from the house, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Before that, we think
Mhm,
everybody are like our parents. Everybody are
mhm,
good. So, yes, of course, this world is still beautiful because there are some wonderful people around, and we
mhm,
thank. thank God for all the good experiences. Even sometimes the bad experiences make us
Exactly.
strong.
Yeah, because the
Strong.
bad experiences actually make you grow because
Yes,
you have to find a way you have to find a solution to your problems and to your challenges, and you can only become better after
yes.
you manage to solve any issue that you have to face.
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, because I, I I do agree with you, Dr. Miria, because as a child, you see, our parents have taught us to solve
Mhm,
problems to a certain extent, especially like your mom. She is a midwife. I'm very sure
mhm,
she had been a very good guide to you. She have nurtured you very well before you left. That
mhm,
added more substance to your life because at that
mhm,
young age you stepped out, right? Okay,
mhm,
now I'm very sure that qualities have followed you and multiplied, that made you such a friendly, a very nice, very accommodating person. Yeah,
mhm.
so as far
Yeah.
as I know, you are one of them. Not many people are like you, Dr. Mira. Yeah. Okay,
Mm.
let's now go to uh, another light question. This is about what have you always dreamed of as a child?
Funny enough, when I was a child, I was not seeing. I always dream about, different languages, being able to speak different
Okay.
languages, and traveling. And yes, I am, a scientist, but I've traveled the world in my
Okay.
career, which
Wonderful.
is quite amazing. So I've lived in different countries. You mentioned that I've lived in Malaysia. So I've lived in Malaysia, in South Africa, in Holland, so in Europe and Asia, and now in Australia. So whatever dream I had is actually did materialize. And yeah, at first I actually wanted to be an interpreter, so or translator. So
Okay.
speaking lots of languages, traveling to help people to communicate in different languages, translate what they have to do. And
Interesting.
it didn't happen. Yeah, actually, and with a lot of push from my dad, I pursue engineering, and that's but it was not wasted because even as an engineer, I've worked around the world. I've interacting with people from different backgrounds, and so at the end of the day, my dream of being able to speak different languages and traveling is actually I've been able to actually you know do it. So it is quite amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it's really amazing. Like,
Mhm.
okay, for example, like since you have lived in Malaysia more than 10 years, more than 10 years.
Yes, more than
Yeah.
10 years. I've lived
So
in
what do you like
Malaysia
about
from
Malaysia?
so what
What
I
do you
like
like
with
about, what is
Malaysia
unique about Malaysia? Yes.
So what I like with Malaysia is, when I went to Malaysia, I find a lot of similar value that, we have back home. So family value, the importance of family, and not just, the nuclear family, looking at more family as a community, and
Yes.
really being welcoming as well, because the welcoming is just amazing in Malaysia, and that's something that everywhere I go, I
Everybody love it.
mention it. So
Yes.
it's those are the kind of thing that. And then and one of the thing that I also like, because I still have very good friend that I met back then. They're really trustful into friendship, and that's something that I really like as well. And also like the entrepreneurship spirit of a lot of Malaysian as well, because that's actually in Malaysia that I started
Oh,
to think about entrepreneurship. I was more like, okay, I work for corporate. this is what I'm doing. And so not really thinking about shifting into entrepreneurship. But when I saw what was done, what some of the, the Malaysian, and especially the one in the big cities were doing, it was just amazing, starting from nothing and with dedication and really a lot of good planning, what they were able to do. I say, why don't I do this? So that's actually where my entrepreneurial spirit started to kick in.
Wow, that's really interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so we just take a break from this sort of questions. We'll just go to rapid fire. Yeah, some fun
Mhm,
questions for a short time, and we'll go back to a few more questions if the time permits. Let's see how far we can go. Okay, are you ready
mhm.
for the rapid fire? So, my rapid
Yes, I'm
fire,
ready.
yeah. Here in my session, I don't expect you to answer one. If you have to answer two, three to support what you say, it's fine
Mhm,
because I want this session to be informative as well. Yeah. So,
mhm,
first, ready? Yeah. If
mhm,
you could go to, since you are involved in the Saktisa mission, and even if we are all not involved, moon,
mhm,
planets are something which everybody is curious about. Yeah. We are curious about, even we don't have ambition to become an astronaut or even to
mhm,
go to space, but we are at certain point of time when we watch TV or we see anything, we would have thought, what is the moon? What are the planets? What is the universe? Yeah. So,
mhm,
related to this, if you have a chance to go to space tomorrow, yeah, would you
mhm,
go? Would you go? Because since now people are planning to go to the moon, we already have stations
mhm.
there, people living in the, in space. So, if you were given a chance to go to space tomorrow, would you go?
Yeah, I would go, maybe not to the moon. I would go to where people have already been, just to
Yeah,
just to make sure, because to make sure that I come back.
yeah.
But I would definitely go, and I don't want to be the pioneer to go to the moon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I think, yeah, exactly. When I came to know that there's a space station there where
Mhm,
people live, there's food, everything, just like what we have on Earth, I was also very thrilled. I was thinking,
mhm,
oh, yeah, why not? People should go if
mhm.
they are bold enough
Exactly.
to give it a try.
Mhm,
That's great. That's great. That's very we can say exciting about you.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
if that is there any one book which inspired you a lot? Is there any one book which you have read inspired you
Yes.
besides?
So one book that I've read that has inspire me a lot is, Think and Grow Rich. That was a one book that when I
Ah,
read it actually, click in my head, especially as, we're looking at success, as looking at, the way the
the author
mindset
is
shift.
yeah, the author
Yes.
is it's a nice,
Napoleon,
quite
yeah,
a popular guy.
Napoleon Hill, and I like
Ah,
Napoleon
Napoleon Hill.
Hill. Yeah, I
Ah,
I like most of his book, development book. So I think that's one of the book that actually clicked, for me, at few years ago, and really
what was nice
understanding that,
about that book? What
So
is the
so
main
what's
point
nice
that
about
you?
So what's nice about that book is, giving you some concept about success, because when we hear Think and Grow Rich, we think it's just the material part of things, but it is also, your mindset, how you think, how you can manifest things by, positioning your thinking in a certain way. So
Yeah,
really
yeah.
giving you the what this book actually did for me, it gave me power, because I just understood that the power is in me. So it's really about my thinking. It's really about what I want to do, the different intention, my objective, my dreams, and I have the control to make this happen. And that's really what this book, created in me, is that, you know, it empowered me to a point where, I was not scared to take risks, because I actually thought that I actually realized by reading this book that I control everything, and it's happening here. And as soon as you have it really clear here, you can't actually get it wrong. So that's really what I got from this book.
From the book. Okay, that's good. That's
Mhm,
nice to hear.
mhm,
Okay, then
mhm,
how about a movie which really excites you? It can be any movies or inspired you to. Maybe you have learned, like just like the book, you have learned something, or maybe inspired you to do
mhm,
something after watching the movie, or maybe made you feel relaxed. Maybe a romance, romance
mhm,
story or
mhm.
a love story or something.
So the movie, there's a movie that touched me. It's the story of what's his name again, Mr. Gardner. The movie was oh, how can I forget the name? The movie was it was by what's his name again?
Never mind. The title of the movie.
Yeah, the
The
title.
title
I'm
of
trying to find the title of the movie. It's Will Smith and his real son. They were
oh,
um they were actually the main character in that movie, where he was trying to become a trader and work in the stock market, but he didn't have the means to be able to, because you have to be have all the money and things like that. He was divorced, single dad, but with determination, he worked like I don't know how many hours per day, taking care of his son, and he finally did it. So it's a real story of Mr. Gardner. I'll find the
oh,
movie again, but this movie I actually watched this movie 15 years ago or 10
oh,
years
that's
ago.
very
It's
long.
been a
That's why you
while,
collected.
and I was really touched by the determination of the main character to be able to put everything that he had in life, and he didn't have much, to be able to succeed in life. So that was just such a powerful lesson.
Yes, yes, powerful lesson. I think everybody needs this, that in a way that, yeah, whatever you read, whatever you
Hmm.
watch, it should be
Hmm.
bring some good values which could transform your life or impact you
Hmm.
in a very
Hmm.
positive way. Yeah. So
Hmm.
otherwise, because if you compare to nowadays generation, a lot of them,
Hmm.
many of them are really wasting their time and on. Unlike
Hmm.
like our time, it's not because we have less entertainment or
Hmm.
gadgets and all that, but even the gadgets which
Yeah.
we have the choice
Hmm.
to use the gadget for the right purpose and for the wrong purpose. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Hmm. Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
in our hands,
So
right?
the title of the movie is The Pursuit of Happiness. I
Oh,
remember this. Yeah, The
a
Pursuit of
pursuit, is
Happiness.
it?
Yeah, The
Pursuit of
Pursuit of,
happiness.
Happiness. Yes. So that was
Oh,
with Will Smith, and his real son was playing his son as well in that
very good.
movie. It
Oh, I
was
must
really,
watch.
very good movie, and especially about chasing your goals, and showing resilience and determination in doing it, and not giving up. So that was really a good one. That
Yeah,
and I really love that movie.
yeah. You WhatsApp me the title later after the show.
Hmm.
I'll
Hmm.
watch it. Yes. Okay. Now next, coffee or tea? What
Tea for me,
fuels your
green
day?
tea.
Your green tea. Oh, you have to
I'm a
have
green
green
tea
tea to
person.
fuel. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, to keep
mhm,
yourself slim and detox, all toxins and
exactly.
other substances
Yeah,
from your
yeah,
body.
yes.
Very good.
Mm.
Very healthy drink.
I,
Very healthy drink.
I also
Yeah.
drink coffee, but I prefer green tea.
Yes. Okay. Like for me in the
Mm-hmm,
morning, I have to take coffee, light. No, I don't
mm-hmm,
drink thick coffees. Light coffee with more milk.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very, very
Okay.
Indian. Very Indian.
Mm-hmm.
Must have
Yeah.
milk. Okay.
And
So if you
the tetarek so you don't drink the tetarek in the morning in
No,
Malaysia?
no, no, no. Malaysia depends on the people. I'm still a coffee
Mm-hmm,
person, but I take light
mm-hmm,
coffee, more milk in the
mm-hmm,
morning. I'm more concerned about the nutritious value in the food I take,
mm-hmm,
especially in the morning. You see,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I always check, whether my food is well balanced, is it nutritious. I don't take junk food. I even avoid buying it because sometimes you are
mm-hmm,
tempted, right? So to avoid, so all these bad habits, so I have to take a good control of myself, what I buy, what
mm-hmm.
I eat. Okay, now let's go to the next thing, that if you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be, Dr. Mirel? One word.
Optimist.
Optimist. Absolutely optimist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you wouldn't have come so far and
yeah.
so well. You establish
Mm-hmm,
yourself so well. As you mentioned just now, success is not everything about money alone. Money is
mm-hmm,
only the second. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So first is what you have achieved. Success is what you have achieved. And if you ask me, I would say that how much you touch the uh, another person's life.
mm-hmm.
How well you touch
Exactly.
another human being's life, how much you have impacted, and how much you have contributed to the, not only to your success of others. you know
Others, yeah. Mm-hmm,
yeah, I
mm-hmm.
think you believe in that, because
Yeah.
that's why I can see from your character you are always
Mm-hmm.
positive. Yeah, we have challenges, but you are always positive.
Yeah.
Okay, one space related fact that always amazes you.
So say
What
again, what's the
one space related fact that always
mm-hmm.
amazes you? Like my last uh, guest on Coffee with Estera, she said she's always amazed with planet Saturn because of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how about you? What
Mm-hmm.
amazes you about space?
So
Can be
s-
planets, can
s-
be the anything.
I think it's more the stars because
Ah,
when we see yeah, so when we see them, uh, I don't the shape is quite particular, but also there's so many of them.
yeah,
So I'm always amazed on how we end up having so many stars. So really where they're coming from, and but really amazed that they can, they can you can see them and they populate they're just on
yeah,
top. So I would say really the stars, and where do they come from? Really amazed at you know
yes,
how God can be powerful to to create
ah,
so many
yes,
things. Yeah,
yes. For
yeah,
all
yeah.
the people
Hmm.
out there who don't believe,
Hmm.
that existence of God, just look
Hmm.
up to the sky and see
Exactly.
what you have. If you fail
Hmm.
to appreciate what you have around you, look up to the sky and see.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's
Hmm.
somebody who
It's
created
amazing.
the
Yeah.
whole universe and every
Hmm.
planet's in it, and even Earth. So it's really wonderful. And have you ever tried to explore? What is star? How do they exist and all that? Did you?
I mean, there's been instances where I try to understand really the universe in itself. How did it started, why it is that way, but at the same time, I'm kind of don't want to ask myself too many questions, and really just enjoy whatever I can enjoy, and get knowledge wherever I can, but not really you know be too curious about it really.
Yes, okay. One thing I know about this star is that yeah, they appear at night because it's dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
At night, but they do exist all the time, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But daytimes you don't see because it's bright. The sun is there, so
Yeah.
you can't see the sun. Obviously, you see it at night. This one thing I know.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious, how come it's not, earlier before, I used to be curious, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
how I don't see it during the daytime, but they say it's always there. Of course, common sense
Mm-hmm.
tells you that it's bright. So, of course, you
Yeah.
can't see it. I thought the star only appear at night, not during the day.
Exactly.
So it's
But
always there.
they're always there. And I must say, since I started the mission Shatisak, I'm a bit more curious to know what's going on up there. You know,
Yeah,
we're talking about the lunar orbit. What is really lunar orbit, and how does it work? And can people really go there, or how do is there any life there, or trying to understand really the basic
but
of and really realizing that there's another world there as well. It's not
yes,
just us. There are
yes.
other things happening as well up there.
Yeah, as we know now that human can live about the planets. Of course, nobody
Mm-hmm,
have
mm-hmm,
confirmed it, but the space station there. This means human
mm-hmm,
can live, on the space,
mm-hmm.
on the spaceship built by man itself. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really amazing, right? It's really amazing, mind-boggling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now let's go. Let's go. Anyway, we all will be meeting in India. So we have
Mm-hmm,
another exciting moment there to discover more about space and then building
mm-hmm,
satellite and what's all about. Yeah. So 108 country ambassadors with their respective student will be there,
mm-hmm,
and we wish Dr. Kason a great success in advance. So far, we see
mm-hmm.
that it is very successful, where we
It
see
is
a
very
lot of countries that,
successful.
yeah, very successful. Um, it's not easy to secure students from each country, but it is really worth it. Yeah. So, and
Mm-hmm,
now,
mm-hmm.
uh, another question is that if you would like to describe about your job in 3 words, what would you say as an
So
engineer?
my So as an engineer, you have to have inquisitive, um, inquisitive spirit, or whatever we call it in English. It has to be um, solution driven. So
Yes.
you create solution for people, and the third one will be. So as an engineer, so very technical as well. So technical, solution driven, and you have to be inquisitive, because that's part of the suit. For you to start looking for a solution. So that's how I would describe my job.
Okay, the last question. Uh, why
Hmm.
I put under rapid because it's a way out from the space questions. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
how would you describe what is the outstanding leadership qualities you admire?
So the quality that I admire is being able to manage people from different backgrounds, because that's something that I've always, experienced, and I think it's very difficult, because you really need to step back to be able to step back and understand how, the different background and the different, people actually can work with you, can add value. And so it's not always easy, really, to manage people who have had different experiences and different backgrounds. So as a leader, if you can do it, I think it's the best, one of the best skills that will make you successful.
Yes, thank you. Brilliant answer.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Okay, now the last question for you. We go back to our questions.
mhm,
Okay, I think I would ask you this. since you're the country ambassador for Mission Saktisat for
Mhm.
Gabon, so what is your challenges you face in recruiting students for this mission? Like challenges with schools, teachers, public, students, their attitude and understanding.
So one of the key challenge is the lack of understanding of what the space industry is, because you go to people and or you go to the to the student, they're gonna tell you, but what are we gonna do with skills like that? We're not gonna go to space. In Gabon, there's no space station. There's no. So why do I need to be part of this program? So that's the first thing, and that comes from the student. That comes from also the highest authority, like at the education highest authority, where they don't really see the value of
Value.
being in such a program. So you basically have to take your time to make them understand that the space industry is very wide, and
Right.
and really talk about the connection, especially being very specific how the space industry can help some industry, some industry in Gabon as well, like the communication aspect with having the satellites to be able to communicate.
Yeah, it's very close to our
um,
life, right? Very close
Exactly,
to our
and
life.
in the health industry, we use a lot things like scanners and things like that, which is also related to it's not just going to space. So that
Yeah.
was the first challenge. And
Yes.
the second challenge was because the program is online, and not all the students have access to the internet, and
Oh,
so they tend to disqualify themselves. So it's been quite a challenge just to and I can see the team in India have worked really hard to get sponsorship with some communication companies locally to allow free access to the internet, and so that the girls can actually take part of the in that program, especially the one that live in remote areas, so
yeah.
they can at least use their phones and be able to be part of that program as well. um, and then the other challenge is you always have people who actually want to get something about the program. So they don't understand that volunteering, it's a voluntary program, and the added value is not the monetary value. It's just for us to grow as an
Yes.
individual and connect with people around the world, and those connection will bring something else. So
Yeah.
it's not a direct, they're not going to get direct uh, value or money from it. It's going to
Yeah.
be through connections, through connecting with other people, and maybe getting involved in a project where then they can get much more value than through Chatisat. So that have been, some of the challenges that I've had so far, where people are like, oh no, I don't want to participate. How much do I earn? Blah blah blah, and what do I gain into all of this? So
Yeah.
it's been also one of the challenge where people don't look at long term benefit. They just look
Yes.
at short term, where they
And
want
they're also
money.
short-sighted.
And
They're also very
exactly, they're
short-sighted. You see, only
short-sighted.
parents,
Yeah.
unless their parents they understand about this, that it doesn't mean that you learn about uh, this space. You have to be an
Mm-hmm.
astronaut, or you have to go to
Mm-hmm.
space, or you have to do something
Exactly.
related to space. But actually,
Mm-hmm.
the whole module is really beautiful. It's really beautiful. According to
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Rania, even the Greece University professor says it's really well planned module. You see, so
Mm-hmm.
I count myself and my students who are involved in this project are very blessed, because
Mm-hmm.
we are getting this such a, this is a very hard work of
Exactly.
an organization, especially by Dr. Srimati Kesan, and
Shrimati.
her team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has done an excellent job and still doing excellent job in getting people exposed to
Mm-hmm.
space,
Mm-hmm.
about space. And also I think this mission Saktisat is not only uh, will teach the students to be an astronaut or do
Yeah.
something related to space. It also will stimulate the critical thinking,
Critical
problem
thinking.
solving,
Yeah.
and giving them an exposure out from their daily curriculum, the school curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is
Mm-hmm.
like a hobby, right? They can take it as hobby,
Exactly.
but a lot of people see it as ambition, future potential ambition subject. No, just take it as a hobby. You go to
Mm-hmm.
school, you have your ambition to become a doctor. Say, example, you want to become a doctor, but do you still play games? Do you still involve in sports? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do, right? So why
Mm-hmm.
not take it as, you know a hobby? Learn about
Mm-hmm.
space, satellite. Then you have to be curious. So I think this is
Mm-hmm.
what lacking in nowadays students. Even parents don't know about it, so how they expect the children to understand this?
To understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even teachers, I doubt they understand.
Mm.
Even the teachers,
Yeah, even
to my
some of the teachers, yeah, you're right, because I've been trying to approach some of this teacher, but they actually don't understand the concept and the added value for the girls, and so it's been a challenge as well on that side to
yeah.
some of the teacher to understand that.
Yes, yes. It's not easy for us to get the students, but still,
Hmm.
we are all not ordinary ambassadors. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not an ordinary ambassadors. We know what is challenges, and for us, all this is small matter. Yeah, it's tough,
Hmm.
but we learn a lot about people. You see, a lot of
Hmm.
people. You can say that I'm educated, I'm a professor, I'm a doctor, but do everybody have that broad mind which can see far
Exactly.
beyond? It's how much you learn general, how much of general knowledge you have, how you can connect the knowledge you have with a lot of things. Only those
Hmm.
people can
Hmm.
see it very well. Like, you see, if for me, as an ambassador, I'm also learning. I take this opportunity to
Exactly.
learn, because I
Hmm.
didn't get a chance to learn about space, about building satellite. It can be as
Hmm.
small as satellite, but it sounds small, but it's not small, right?
Hmm.
So, like people who know how to appreciate knowledge. You see, like what I always tell people is that don't ever you think that, oh, I don't need this, I don't need that. Knowledge,
Exactly.
knowledge, whether it's useful for you now or not, it is definitely going to be useful in future, because
Hmm.
people value the knowledge you have. When you go and communicate with different type of people, they can see that how polished you are, how much of knowledge
Hmm.
you have. Now that makes you different than anybody else. You see, so
Hmm.
we have to keep learning. And through my experience, what do you think? Learning, lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning is very
What are the
important.
benefits?
Yeah.
Very important. So one thing I
Hmm.
realize is that it keeps me feeling younger. In
Hmm.
fact, looking younger. Feeling younger, looking younger.
And
Is it?
it's because you have the knowledge, you feel powerful as well. So there's,
Yes.
it makes you feel less powerful because you have the knowledge. It gives you power.
Yeah. Yes, that is one thing, power, because
Hmm.
people want to associate with you because they find there's
Hmm.
something different, something extra in you. But what I've learned, even to become knowledgeable, even to accept, to learn a lot of things, you must be bold and brave.
Hmm.
You must be bold and brave. You must know how to manage your time. This is what lacking in our young generation now, because their
Hmm.
focus is all on different things. You know?
Yeah, there's also too much distraction as well.
Yeah, they have to
So
bring back
yeah,
their focus to what is important for their
exactly.
life.
Hmm.
Yes?
Hmm.
Yeah. I think if you can connect, yes, every at different point of time, Even when we were young, we had our
Mhm.
challenges too. There's a lot of attraction as well. Although we don't use a lot of gadgets at that time, we also
Mhm.
have a lot of attraction, like going out with friends, partying, going for movies. Yeah. But still we
Mhm.
choose to focus ourselves for what is right for us, for our future.
Mhm.
That's why
Mhm.
we are who we are today. So I think
Yeah.
this is what the teachers, parents have to instill in the children's mind from young.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
otherwise your children will be lost in future. They'll be like their mobility in this world will be very restricted, especially
Mhm.
in job, in career. They will be restricted. Their mind, once you restrict their mind by channeling them to only one thing, you know, even parents,
Mm.
even teachers, or even the student himself, if you channel to one line, then in future you are restricting your mobility,
Mhm.
doing anything. Yeah. So fantastic. We had a very great session, Dr. Mireille. It's really wonderful to have you today. And I'm very sure all our audience would have really picked a lot of interesting stories in your life. Yeah,
Mhm.
we all have interesting, exciting story which others can learn from us. And by having you as my wonderful host today, my good friend, and somebody I look up to, and today I learn a lot from you as well. And dear audience, thank you so much for being with us for this past an hour. And now I think we got to stop. And thank you, Dr. Mireille. Thank you so much.
You
I
are
know you're ready,
welcome.
and thank you for your wonderful session today, all your sharings. And good night to you. See
It
you
is
again.
always a pleasure. Always a
Yes,
pleasure to be with you and to have those conversations. Thank you
yes.
for inviting me for your coffee session.
Yes, great pleasure, Dr. Mirel. Dear
Mhm.
audience, we'll meet again in next session with Coffee with Estera with another interesting guest. We also will be having Malaysian aerospace engineers soon. Yeah, for all Malaysians, please look out. Yeah, so and I'll see you again in next Coffee with Estera. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.